Solo Leveling Episode 3. Begin with the following his traumatizing experience in the double dungeon. Jin-Woo unexpectedly wakes up in a hospital bed. To his surprise, his body is recovered, including his left leg that's now healed and intact, leading him to believe that his experience in the dungeon was just a dream. He is visited by Woo Jin-Chul and Kang Tae-shik, inspectors from the Korean Hunters Association, who reveal that he has been unconscious for 3 days. Jin-Chul tells him that he and his comrades only found him collapsed on the floor with no signs of the statues the other survivors depicted. He then interrogates Jin-Woo if he perhaps received a second awakening, which could potentially elevate his class rank from E rank to A or even S rank. They prompt him to test his mana by placing his hand on a mana meter presented by Tae-shik. Excited to see the result, he asks the two men what rank he is now if he has been reawakened. However, Jin-Chul apologizes and suggests they were mistaken as the meter displays a mere score of 10, dashing Jin-Woo's brief hope of advancement. Tae-shik notes as they leave that even E ranks typically get higher than 70. He is basically just a civilian. Confused and disappointed, Jin-Woo ponders why the officials did not ask about a message from the system. Jin-Woo has a flashback of the events where he received the system, and how his heart would have stopped if he did not accept the courage of the weak quest. Sung-jina, Jin-Woo's sister, rushes in, overwhelmed with concern, urging him to be more cautious and expressing how anxious she has been about his well-being. She even goes as far as to threaten quitting school to work, allowing Jin-Woo to retire from hunting. Amid her reprimands, Jin-Woo reflects on his willingness to leave her behind during his self-sacrifice in the double dungeon. Feeling remorseful, he subtly tries to determine if she can see the system message floating before him. Once he realizes the message is visible only to him, he curiously asks how one might address unread notifications, comparing it to a video game. Gina, initially confused by his query, suggests checking his inbox before leaving to meet her friend, Han Song-yi, who awaits outside. Alone, Jin-Woo delves into the cryptic messages from the system. The interface, bathed in a futuristic blue hue, displays 2 notifications, one stating the system's role in aiding player development, and another warning that failure to comply may result in a penalty. A further message declares that rewards have been delivered, leaving Jin-Woo perplexed about their implications. He then discovers a daily quest titled, Strength Training Has Arrived, which requires him to perform an arduous series of exercises. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run, all tracked meticulously by the system. Feeling uncertain and suspecting it to be a figment of his imagination, he brushes off the quest and lays back down to rest and recover. Meanwhile, Jin-Chul and Tae-shik are on their way back to the association in their vehicle. Jin-Chul is on the phone with Go Gun-hee, reporting a potential error in the assessment of Jin-Woo's supposed reawakening. Gun-hee remarks on their fortune in avoiding a dungeon break from the incident, but acknowledges the lingering mysteries it presents. Concluding the conversation, they agree to classify the incident as a special case within the association's database for further evaluation. At the Hunters Guild building, Choi Jong-in assigns Cha Hae-in to participate in the next B-rank raid. Hae-in, unconfident in her leadership skills, is assured by Jong-in that she has what it takes for the role. He clarifies, however, that the mission serves primarily as an assessment for the new recruits, suggesting that Hae-in's mere presence will be beneficial for their learning experience. Choi reflects on the guild's status, acknowledging that while they are among the top 5 in Korea, they lack the same level of power on an international stage. He emphasizes the need for collective effort within the guild to bridge this gap in strength. Elsewhere, civilians find their evening disrupted by the sudden emergence of a gate in the midst of a road. Annoyed by the inconvenience, they express their frustration about the delay, expecting hunters to have already arrived and taken care of the situation. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo is sleeping in his room peacefully at the hospital, oblivious to the ticking clock of the daily quest he dismissed as a farce. He is jolted awake by the rumbling that he believes to be an earthquake, before finding himself in a vast sunless desert. A new message tells him to survive for the next 4 hours, as he encounters an enormous centipede that begins to pursue him. Back at Jin-Woo's room, while Jin-Woo navigates this perilous environment, 2 nurses in his hospital room discover his absence and initiate a search. For grueling 4 hours in the desert, Jin-Woo barely survives his chase from the centipedes and is found exhausted by the nurses at the hospital. The next day, Jin-Woo sports himself in a tracksuit as he informs his sister that he will be heading out. Lee Joo-hee, who is still greatly affected by the experience in the double dungeon, receives a phone call that asks her to participate in a raid. Knowing what she has gone through, she naturally declines. She is also told that Jin-Woo has woken up, leading her to head to the hospital where she finds him doing jogging outside as two nurses watch. Jin-Woo sits down as he completes more of his quests and begins to understand the functions and rewards he receives. Back inside his room, Jin-Woo this time receives a special reward that grants him a key that leads him to the Hapjeong subway station for an instance dungeon. A news reporter presenting today's gate report announces that the Hunters Guild will be handling the dungeon that emerged on the road. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo is seen visiting his comatose mother, Park Kyung-hae, triggering memories of when he first found out she had fallen victim to the eternal sleep disease. Jin-Woo continues his workout routines in the following days, recalling his past, his early days working in construction and the moment he became awakened, including the time when he was qualified to become a hunter to earn money to support her and pay the bills for her hospital bills. He recalls a time where he was rescued and then chastised by fellow hunters, who would tell him to stay in a corner while they cleared the dungeon, dismissing his right to a share of the rewards due to his lack of strength, for which he would sincerely apologize. With his new ability points, he devotes them all to strength. After gaining confidence and determination, Jin-Woo decides the time has come to use the mysterious key he acquired. With a mix of anticipation and hesitation, he inserts the key into a door within the subway, which activates the dungeon's entrance. However, upon entering, he quickly realizes that there is no way back. He is now trapped in a dimension separate from the real world. Then, 3 goblins appear in front of him. He remembers that goblins have caused him a lot of trouble before, but now he tries to fight them. After a bit of a struggle, he manages to defeat all 3 goblins, realizing he has become much stronger. Suddenly, a wolf-type beast with iron teeth appears from behind and cuts his knife and injures his leg. Jin-Woo is very scared and doesn't know what to do. The wolf attacks Jin-Woo's cheek, and he remembers that he has no healer here. He needs to take care of himself, or his game will be over. The wolf advances to attack Jin-Woo, and the episode ends here.